Right, so I have returned once again today to cover some more Sangatsu no Lion. Because as we know, I actually haven't finished off Volume 5 yet. It actually still is Volume 5 because there was quite a lot to actually cover. That one did not get me, because I actually finished off a sentence before I said anything. So yes. As I said last time, I believe I kind of got really confused about how Volume 5 ended. I thought Volume 5 ends like chapter 50, and it goes from 50 on, like 51 onwards from Volume 6, but it goes up to it's at chapter 53, so I was like, oh Christ, and I realised I've kind of mucked up the schedule of how I normally cover things, but I do it by 6 chapters per stream, so I cover a volume in 2 streams, basically. And then what happened was I basically went, Christ, how would I do this? I actually had to kind of divide everything up. So I actually had to kind of do, I think it was 8 chapters, then it was 4 chapters, now it's 3. To actually kind of just get everything done, basically, on Volume 5, because Volume 5 is kind of the biggest, like, kind of anomaly of all of them, because Volume 5 technically was the end of the actual anime, though it's actually the beginning of the volume, so it's kind of confusing. That's why this stream's a lot shorter than usual, because God, I can't speak. I actually only have, like, 3 chapters to actually cover in this volume left, so that's the main reason why. But anyway, enough talk of my kind of random ways of trying to figure out things. Yeah, when we left off last time, it would seem that Hina is kind of going to be a very, very central kind of thing for the next volume, because it does seem there's something going wrong with Hina. Like, there's something going down with Hina that we don't really know too much about just yet. But I think maybe the beginning of the manga actually kind of hinted at it. So hopefully we actually kind of explore that, because it actually was kind of an interesting concept. So yeah, I have no idea what to expect from this actual kind of rest of this volume, and also the actual subsequent volume, because it does seem as if it's going to get really freaking depressing, because Hina's arc did kind of seem like it's going to be one of those arcs that I was like, no, don't want that kind of depression, please. Like, it does seem kind of sad. And as we know, this manga does tend to kind of, it's very freaking emotional. Like, it's kind of the best way of describing things. I'm not looking forward to a lot of things happening with my emotions. Like, my emotions don't like getting screwed over constantly. I think the manga likes to kind of make me cry too much. It's like Gintama, it just makes me cry all the time. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, just cut it out for a bit. I need my emotions, okay? I need my emotions. But alas. So let's begin with chapter 51, which is Ladybug Bush, number 1. Oh boy, so I think we left off as well. We actually kind of saw a different way of Goto as well. Like, Goto kind of had a different personality than we actually imagined, an actual kind of compassionate side. Though granted, the way he kind of expresses that compassionate side is not kind of like you would say, okay, that guy's compassionate. Like, he doesn't really kind of specifically kind of be the nice guy of the whole entire thing, but the way he set up for Shimada actually was kind of cool. So we actually saw a different side of him. Then we actually also saw kind of what we never saw beforehand, which then kind of just opened up so much more about his and Kyoko's relationship. That's where we also got to last time, which then kind of changed the perception of how Rei kind of saw the whole entire event. So yeah, that's where we also ended off last time, I believe, as well. That was kind of a big, like, turning point for Goto's character, because again, it wasn't really kind of a good guy before that point, but it kind of seems as if there's a different side of him we just never saw, like a different kind of Goto. But anyway, so my throat is actually really dry today. So thank you for your patronage. So it's true, bought enough for lunch too. It's delicious. The egg sandwich they have at Fujimori bread in 2 chom is unbelievably good. They open in the early morning, so maybe on a day you have to match and eat on your way. Fujimori bread, Rei-chan, that place, they have the best donuts there. For a second there, I actually couldn't make sense of the word donuts. I was like, my brain just kind of stopped. I was like, what the hell is donuts? And I realized, oh yeah, it's donuts. My brain just stopped for the biggest amount of time just then. Try them. You've got to try them. If you go in the evening, you can get some freshly fried ones. Was it onions then? And literally my brain just thought it said onions ones. Maybe I should have bought some donuts too. The ones that Hina-chan recommended. then I would have enough snacks for the whole match. In today's open tournament, the available time is short. It starts at 10 o'clock, so if we want to get there 50 minutes early, so if I want to get there 50 minutes early, then I've still got plenty of time. I just eat this here. Yeah, my brain just kind of just stopped for a second there. It's just one of those things. It's just, yeah, it's spelled donut. It's what it kind of confuses me. Like it said donut, but it's spelled donut. My brain's like, what? Like, wait, what? And I just realised, oh yeah, it's donut. It's just one of those things that kind of just catches you off guard sometimes. You're like, what is that word? And you're like, oh yeah. I play his opponent a bunch of times. He's a player who's skilled at quick games. He'll probably use the Fuji system. Then in a fast battle. This bush. Oh yeah, I remember. This was once planted in my elementary school yard. It's a ladybug bush. For some reason, of all the bushes planted there, this bush in particular was the only one where ladybugs had laid eggs. I haven't seen it in so long. It sure makes me feel nostalgic. Nostalgic? No, that's not it. This feeling is true. Bagels are way better. I always have been a bagel man myself. It's one of those things that bagels just go over anything. Like, you just literally put anything on a bagel. Best thing ever. Donuts are a bit different. Donuts is an acquired taste of what you put on it. So one thing could be good, other things could be quite bad. You just never know until you taste it. Bagels, you can just literally throw anything on it. You're like, yeah, that looks good. Donuts, you just can't throw like a goddamn piece of bacon on it and be like, well, you know what? That might be good. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Ugh, no. So pretzels and bacon is the best thing ever. I will say that. Pretzels and bacon. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, did we get this in the anime? Because I remember vividly getting this in the anime. Like, unless I'm losing my mind, but I'm vividly remember seeing Rei's childhood, like, kind of in the anime. That's why I always kind of got confused of why it kind of ended a bit weirdly. That's true, pretzels are kind of an acquired taste. Oh yeah, my throat is going a bit weird just then again. Ah, it's better. Yeah, that's it. I thought so. I was like, did we get this in? Because it happened before the match, if I remember correctly. It was like either way before the match or way afterwards, one of the two. And I was like, okay, I swear, when I saw this, I was like, did we get this before? I just realised, yeah, it was in the anime. So thank you for actually, thank you for making me realise I'm actually not going insane and not realising things are actually not there. Thank you. So, oh, he's looking this way. Scary. It's the four-eyed robot. You're the one that threw it, right? Ha ha. Yeah, that's it. That's why I thought it ended a bit weirdly, the anime. I was like, I swear the anime ended differently. And I realised it's this chapter that was actually in the anime. Ah, that's it. I was gonna say. Yeah. Lost my parents and my little sister in an accident. And then I became a child of a house of shogi in Tokyo. I was all by myself in my elementary school in rural Nagano. But when I came here to Tokyo, in this huge and normal school, I became truly alone. Because I never once had a single friend. I saw that as normal. It's normal, that's what I tried to make myself believe. I did everything I could to hide my presence, so that the direct attacks from my classmates wouldn't get any worse. I got used to doing that, so every day I would act unconcerned. During recess, I would pretend to be absorbed in books. I would stand out if I stayed inside during lunch break, so I hid in a shrub in the corner of a schoolyard. 2-3 high promotion, same Gyoku, 1-3 Kaku promotion, 3-4 Gyoku. My Coda mother was a kind person. Good morning. Oh, good morning. So she would always smile with a concerned look. I wanted to make her happy, so I worked hard at a lot of things, but... Wash the rice? Couldn't you just make Ray do it? He's better at it than me, isn't he? Clean the bath. Clean the bath. Can't you just have Ray do it? You're always saying what a good boy he is, right? The more I would help out, the more concerned she would look. Oh God, here we go. This is the heavy part again. I realise this is kind of going to be the bit. I'm like, oh no, please. It's that thing that you just realise is that pact that you make with Sangatsu as soon as you go in. The pact's like, you're gonna get depressed, and it's gonna be like, yeah, I accept that at this point, but it still kind of catches you off guard sometimes because it just kind of happens. You're like, holy crap, your heart just kind of breaks a bit, and then you're just like, okay, all right, we'll carry on for a bit, and it's just like, oh, that's even worse now. It hurts. It hurts. Let's have a good game. Hey, would you mind not trying to earn points so transparently like that? She's our mum, you know. I hate you. You're so creepy. I mean, you're like a robot. At night, I would get anxious wondering, can I keep this up forever? And I wouldn't be able to breathe. So in order to get through those nights without having to think, I would lose myself in the board. On and on. In the night sea where my feet couldn't touch the ground, I would spend those days just floating. I didn't have anything to cling on to, except for that little board. Oh God. I would solve every last one of those, every last of the matting problems from the book I had. I would read them feverishly, repeatedly, and then sleeping in Father's archive were over 50 years worth of official match records. From there, starting from the beautiful bound records dating back to the Edo period, I would read them day and night. I would spend every day off at the shogi hall or at the shogi dojo that Father introduced me to, playing games from morning till evening. And play, and play, and play. I would play, and I keep on playing and playing. I lost, and playing. And playing, and playing, and playing, and playing, and playing, and playing, and playing. And so, come over and have dinner with us. I'm making hamburgers, Akari. Here I am. Welcome. Oh, my donuts. You went and bought them for us. They're still a bit warm. They're freshly fried, aren't they? Ah, Hina still hasn't come home yet. It's getting late. I really want to eat them while they're still hot. But if we do, we'll have no room for dinner. Donuts, I want them. See, there we are. It's nice. It's nice when Momo comes back because you just know the normality has come back. And you just realise depression is kind of sort of over for a bit. You just like Momo just kind of just. She brings in the good times. She's the good times character. When she comes, you're like, okay, I'm at ease now. When she's not there, you're like, oh God. Go punch a root in the face. That's how you do it. That's how I used to do it. My internet died, I just punch my router, and you just sometimes come back to life randomly. I'm like, oh, there you are. I have no idea when like YouTube's dying. Let's have a look. No, YouTube's actually working completely fine for me. Like, surprisingly, because when you stream, it's even worse. But surprisingly, YouTube's working fine. Which is even weird. Weirder. Ah, there's Hina-chan coming in right now. Welcome back. What are these? Is it okay to eat them? Can we eat them? I wonder what's wrong. Hina, are you there? Hina. Ray-cha. One-cha. Hina-chan. Oh boy. Chapter 51, end. Oh man, this is not looking good again for my heart. So, chapter 52, Ladybug Bush number 2. Yeah, I think YouTube sometimes just randomly cuts out, like it's a random thing that YouTube does. It happened with me. Over the last 2 days, I've kind of just had random intervals where YouTube would just like stop, then just start working again. I was like, oh, okay. Alright, thanks YouTube. It always happened before I streamed as well. Like YouTube would just randomly die. This is basically what happened. There was bullying going on in Hina's class. In April, when she started her 3rd year of middle school, there was a shuffle of who was in which class. Among the groups, which were determined by alphabetical order, without warning, it started. Like I said, quit trying to hang around us. Huh? Don't you know when to give up? What? Why? The person is what's happening to, was scared and confused, and that brought about a vicious cycle. Her name was Chiho-chan. They've been in the same class throughout elementary school and they got along well. She was a very cute, gentle, kind girl who was always smiling. When everyone entered the 3rd year and started preparing for high school entrance exams, they became dominated by an invisible anxiety, and for vague reasons like buttering up boys or acting like a good girl in front of teachers, she started being cast out by the girls in the same group. She drew back, and the girls in that group alienated her even more. Everyone feared that group, so they only ever were bystanders from a distance. Of course, Hina-chan couldn't do that. She really liked this girl, which she'd known since elementary school. Why are you cleaning by yourself? Where's everyone else? They said they had something to do. These are the pajamas that are homework for home It's home education, isn't it? I believe. I actually have no idea. I don't think we actually get that subject over here. We don't get like kind of home like EC, whatever. I can't remember how you actually pronounce it, but I don't think I've ever seen a subject like that in my life. I believe I might be wrong. Why are you bringing everyone's work home with you, Chiho-chan? It's not a problem. I told them I'll do it all myself. How about we talk to the teacher about this? We can't just let this continue. No, please don't. If any of this gets out to them, they'll bully me even more. Hina-chan, I beg you, please don't. She's missing a shoe, and her bag was dumped in the toilet, but the situation slowly got worse and worse. Chihiro-chan started taking days off from school. Kawamoto-san, isn't it just a misunderstanding? You can't call them bad people because of that. I thought you were a more positive girl, Kawamoto-san. The kids in that group are just fooling around. Hina-chan, you shouldn't worry so much about Sakura-san. Huh? Us? Sorry, we've got exams this year, so we're too occupied with our own problems. What if they started on you too, Hina-chan? Her teachers and all of her classmates, they just turned a blind eye. And then, in the end, I noticed it's a sudden, but Sakura-san has changed schools due to familial circumstances. Chiho-chan, Hina-chan. After having missed so much school, she and her mother decided to move to Niigata, where her father had already moved to for his work. Hina-chan, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You helped me so much, but... Huh? We're short one person in Group B, aren't we? Where's Sakura? Sensei, Sakura-san changed schools. What? At this time of the year? And so suddenly? Right. they somehow suddenly decide to move or something. I mean, do people really go that far? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Hina-chan. Oh god. This is actually kind of this is actually really getting at me. I'm actually wow. Jeez. What? Kawamoto, stop right there. Kawamoto. And then, at last, the targets of their attacks shifted to her. Hina, One-chan, what am I supposed to do? Chiyo-chan was crying, saying how she was scared to change schools. She was really scared that she might get bullied there too. One-chan, I couldn't do anything for her. Anything. Hina-chan is crying. It's kind of scared. Oh god. People weren't joking when they said this arc was sad. Holy crap. No, I'm sorry. John, it's fine. I'm really so sorry. I'm just gonna go for a run. Oh no, Hina, don't go out now. It's dark out. Don't go. Hina-chan. Hina-chan. How did it end up like this? Up until second year, we used to have so much fun. Every day at school, Chiho-chan was so upset, so why did everyone just pretend not to see it and say stuff like, if you stick up for her, you'll get picked on too? Why? But it turned out just the way everyone had said. Starting tomorrow, I'll be all alone. Being all alone is scary. Honestly, I've been scared of this the whole time. But I won't regret it one bit. I can't, because I know that what I did was definitely not wrong. At that moment, as I watched her say that with tears pouring down her face, I felt like I'd just been struck by lightning. It's strange, even after so much time has passed. A person can temporarily, Hina-chan, be safe from going into the utterly wrong direction. Thank you. I really owe you. I promise you, I'll stick with you. Ray-chan, even if it takes me my whole life, I am going to pay you back. 52. And Jesus freaking Christ. That was heavy. I didn't expect it to tear up a bit, but I did. Man, that was impeccable writing. Oh god. Man. Jesus Christ, people are evil. How people can be like that? Jesus Christ. My heart actually broke. Just realising that she was going to be alone. I was like, Jesus freaking Christ, don't do that. Don't do that to her, please. Oh boy. Still got one more chapter to go. I don't want to carry on. I really don't. I just want to cry. I just want to cry. It's true, people are terrible sometimes. I mean, if people that have probably gone through the exact same thing in their own life probably do realise that thing as well. You just realise people can be evil. Like you yourself at that age don't realise people can be that harsh, but they can. It just makes you realise that life isn't as great as people make it out to be. Especially when you read it and especially when you watch stuff and read stuff that kind of makes life to be so great and like high school to be fantastic, and it just isn't. It's a terrible, terrible time. It just hurts you even more. That's that reality that hits you. Like, man, it's not as good as it made it out to be. mean, she was only trying to stick up for her as well. It's kind of like, damn it. Why do you do that? But yeah. People can be that way. Oh god, people can be that way in life. It doesn't even stop at childhood, it even goes in towards adulthood as well. Adulthood even gets even worse. Like, people can just be the worst in adulthood as well. Jesus. Okay, man, my heart's actually completely dead. I'm actually not feeling anything anymore. Alright, I mean, let's finish off this volume without breaking down and just going into a pit of despair even more than we already are beforehand, because Sangatsu probably does make us go into the biggest pit of despair since like Noragami, for God's sake. I haven't cried like solidly at a manga, solidly is that even a word, at a manga since I think it was chapter 72 of Noragami when Daikoku was about to die. That bit kind of broke me down as well, but I haven't had that ever since. But man, that got me. That got me good. I mean, it's handled so freaking damn well as well. It's handled with such grace. I was kind of like, man, if only all mediums can ever just kind of describe the idea like that way as well. Whew. Right. Chapter 53, Ladybug Bush number 3. The next day, on my way home from school, Rachel was sitting on the bench near the bridge. There's something I want to read up on, so I was hoping you'd bring me to the library. Rachel had asked, so I showed him to the library. It was my first time at the library since elementary school. When I saw the chairs in the children's corner, I thought we were really that small, and started tearing up, and tears started welling up. I found these, said Rei-chan as he brought over these books of incredibly beautiful wagashi. There were some wagashi I had seen in Oji-chan's shop, and there was also lots of really pretty wagashi I'd never seen in it. The whole time Rei-chan sat next to me, staring at the illustrated reference books about plants and insects. There it is. I see. So it's called a silver thorn, and what I had always called the 2-star ladybug was actually the harlequin ladybug. So ladybug is written as sun insect in kanji. I wonder why that is. When I murmured that, hold out your hand. It tickles. It keeps climbing and climbing. Ah, it flew away. As I saw the ladybug fly off, Rei-chan explained to me that the sun insect was a name given by people long ago for the way that this cute little creature would fly towards the sun. Oh. That was it. That was chapter 53. Actually, a lot shorter than I imagined. Still, hold on, let's actually check Batato quickly and check whether or not it actually was in theory that short, because in case there might have been something missing. Because sometimes my my computer will destroy like things. I don't know why. Sangatsu. Best to cross-reference everything before like kind of finishing everything off, just in case something happens, you miss something quite important. 53. Oh no, it actually is that short. Oh man, that was... Oh boy, I'm just gonna lie down for a bit. All my emotions have been completely destroyed in the space of one chapter. I mean, I knew that was coming as well. That's the problem. I knew the fact when I saw Hina when I saw Hina in the previous like stream at the end. I thought to myself, yeah, it's not gonna be the greatest of all times for emotions. But the way it kind of went about, it just kind of hit you even harder as well, because you kind of just, you fell for both characters in essence, and it kind of is nice that Ray's kind of just paying her back in a way, just like as if she opened his eyes and everything like that. It's kind of nice that he's now he's becoming that character, as I said beforehand. As time went on, he slowly became the character he should have really been, and if he had it been a different show from the beginning. Like, he's becoming that character slowly. He's realizing things. Granted, yes, he's still a bit oblivious to certain things. Don't get me wrong, it's not completely like transitioned to that point, but it's sort of getting to the point that he's actually kind of relying on other people. He's now kind of openly talking to people and actually kind of socializing, that all those things as well. Kind of nice things. It kind of makes you feel great inside, because he's finally sort of coming out of that shell. Granted, yes, he hasn't fully come out of that shell just yet. He's still kind of stuck somewhat in that shell, because, as I said beforehand, I mean, even the grandpa says it, like, it takes quite a while for a person to kind of realize that, yes, they're not so terrible inside, and actually kind of grow for the better. Because, again, it's one of those things that people know if they go through the exact same thing, that you just can't just snap out of it instantly and just kind of continue. You have to kind of ease yourself out of that situation to kind of realize, yeah, I'm actually not that bad, I'm actually pretty good. So Ray's kind of currently still, in a way, stuck inside that situation, but he's now fixing something that's completely, in a way, like he wants to fix, which is actually kind of nice. He's making Hina feel less lonely, which is actually kind of nice, because he's kind of reversing what happened to him as a child. Like, it's nice, because, again, Hina wasn't alone the whole entire time, but now she is. He doesn't want her to constantly be alone. He wants her to realise that, look, there are people there, something that he never kind of had. It's actually kind of nice that he's really just trying to make that better for her, because, again, the idea of loneliness does actually eat away at a person to the point of no return, to the point that it can drive you to a serious depression. Like, it does. Loneliness is a terrible thing. So it's actually kind of nice that he is, in theory, just kind of trying to fix that whole entire thing for her, and just going, look, don't worry, I'm here for you. I will pay you back. I owe you for this, because you made me realise something I never realised as a child, so thank you. I will pay you back. It's actually kind of beautiful, because it just makes you realise that Ray is becoming that character he should have been from day one, but is better because the fact that he grew, because of the fact of his faults and everything like that, and now he's slowly realising that he actually can grow, actually become better, and actually now it's kind of coming to fruition, like, entirely. Like, he's that kind of character we want him to be. Like, hopefully as time goes on, he even grows even further, because, again, it seems as if Hina's kind of going to be that point in which he grows even further to being a different person entirely. Because if you show me Ray now and show me Ray at the beginning, I would never say they're both the exact same person, because they kind of are in a way different now. Like, Ray, as I said beforehand, was oblivious. He didn't really know much what was going on around him, all those things, but now he does. He realizes he relies on other people more than before. Because, again, as a child, it wasn't his fault. Again, as I said beforehand, I always will, like, kind of reinforce the idea. He was an accidental antagonist. Like, he was kind of not looking avidly for being an antagonist, but he kind of fell into that because of his situation. Like, in essence, he kind of destroyed that family. Like, he didn't technically want to, but it technically happened. So you saw it in the chapters as well. As the chapter went on, it kind of explained the fact that, why doesn't Ray do all of this? Why doesn't Ray do all of this? Because you say he's a good boy and everything like that. Why does he do all of this? Like, in essence, you can tell at that point, like, even the mother was kind of saying, look, yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good what's happening here, because he's not trying to openly destroy his family, but it's happening without him realizing it until the last moment when he does realize it. It's like, Christ. Yeah, he is fine and reliable. Like, he's kind of... I think Hina will make him to be that reliable character we want him to be as well. Like, he will, in theory, I think as his arc goes on, he will just grow and actually just become someone completely different. Like, I don't think he will be the same. Like, because, again, it was kind of set in stone with the whole entire thing of when Ray was ill, and then Akari and everyone went to see him. He realized at that point, Christ, there are people who care for me still. And then when Sensei said, look, don't worry, look, 17 years you've done so goddamn much, so don't ever think you've done nothing. It's just those points, it kind of sets into stone what he must realise, and he slowly is beginning to realise it. And also the same thing goes with Shimada as well. Like Shimada, though he lost, and we don't want him to lose, but he lost, that kind of in a way opened up Rei's eyes as well. Like it was kind of an odd bounce off point, but it was kind of a good bounce off point for him, because now he realises, okay, look, I know what I've got to do now. I know I can't stay in the situation forever because I just can't progress forward. So yeah, it was kind of neat how it's all done. It's kind of structured beautifully, because it just kind of, each arc makes the character grow, and you actually do see that progression. It feels organic to a point of like, you just wish every other manga does this, because again, the only other manga I can actually think of that does this like exquisitely would be Gintama. Like the one I ever can actually kind of say, because it's the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that does it exquisitely as well. Maybe I have one off the top of my head I can't actually remember. Maybe Berserk does it as well, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I mean, props to the manga writer and manga artist as well, because it's just one of those things that even when there's no words in the page, you just understand the emotion that's conveyed because of how great the drawings are. And also when the words are spoken, it paints even like a bigger picture as well. Like it's one of those things that it doesn't actively like kind of say it, if you get what I mean. It doesn't actively kind of set into motion what the thing means. It allows you to kind of interpret it yourself, how it also means sometimes as well, because I noticed it. Because sometimes, again, mangas will in theory just kind of drive home the idea of what's really going on here, but other ones will kind of subtly, using language, explain what's going on, explain what actually happens. I think this manga does it quite well as well, in essence, using different language to explain like the emotion that the character feels, because again, you can in theory just say, look, I've realised this thing that I've never realised in my whole entire life until this very point. But how it's explained in the manga in that chapter really does kind of paint a bigger picture for Rei's character. This kind of light, and it strikes him that he just realised, oh my god, this is what I've been missing my whole entire life. That those short sentences just kind of conveyed a bigger meaning than anything else could have been said. I mean, you even could have just had those panels without words. It still would have conveyed the exact same meaning, but the words themselves add a lot more to it. There's a lot more emotional weight that wouldn't be there beforehand. And especially it happened again with Hina and her friend. That whole entire bit. Again, it was very much in the visuals, but again, the language just expresses the emotions even more, to the point of like it breaks your heart, like it does, because no kid should ever go through that as a child. Even no adult should go through it either. But it's just one of those things that life can be cruel sometimes, even to the people who at least deserve it. It's one of those. It's just that thing. It kind of makes you realise those things. At a young age, when you don't realise truly what's going on around you, it just hurts you even more. Even worse still, when she explains that beforehand everything was so fine, everyone played together and everything like that, and then when this happened, this invisible anxiety went over everyone, and everyone just sort of became distant. Like it happens everywhere, but it just reminds you that life isn't how all films and everything kind of just express it to be, because it just isn't anymore. But yeah, that was Sangatsu. My emotions have been destroyed for a bit now, so volume 6 will continue on Wednesday, I believe. I think, because I'm doing JoJo tomorrow, I'll probably do Sangatsu Wednesday, and then probably as time goes on I've sort of figure out a schedule for this again. I think next week I was going to try and see whether or not I actually can finish off part 6 of JoJo in one fell swoop, and just kind of have that point free, and then start part 7. But yeah, my throat literally is dead. My throat's like dry as anything. I don't know why. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna lie down, cry a bit, like what I just read. And yeah, Destiny 2 is out in an hour, so I probably just got Destiny 2 to look forward to, unless my computer just explodes because of how powerful it is. Because Destiny 2 is quite powerful. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't explode. Just don't really want to buy a new computer at this stage either. So yeah, anyway, enough of my issues of computers. So yeah, If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay that little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. But until next time, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.